It's fun.
Hey, everybody, what's going on out there? It's Negro Rollin' Podcast coming back at you. I am the KC Stork, one half of the I-70 Connect. Got my homeboy up in Topeka, 30 pieces of AG. What's going on, homeboy?
Hey, what's going on? This is 30.
What's going on, man?
Right now,
Yeah.
right now, so, I mean, I don't know, not too much, but I guess a quick check-in. So, we're towards the back end. We're entering this. Actually, I think, are we in the second half of the summer already or finishing this?
It's definitely the back end of the summer, dog. School,
Yeah.
nigga, school starts in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, school starts in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, the summer's been pretty busy. We had our up and downs. We got, this weekend coming up. We have a rodeo that we're gonna go to and a fair, so which is awesome. Look forward to that. Towards the end of the month in August, we're gonna go to.
Be careful at the fair, dog. The motherfucking ICE agents be out there trying to swoop you up, bro.
Hey, we joke and I laugh, but that's a real fear. Always in the back of my mind. You know what I mean? Even when my wife is too. So, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna be in down in Mississippi again at the end of the summer. At the end of August. So kind of be the end of the summer bash type of thing. One last family hoorah before the summer ends.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I was really excited and pumped about the elections here locally. I still am. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm gonna have to withdraw my name. But the way it's set up, I have to keep my name I have to keep my name on the ballot because I'm the only Democratic candidate on that side. So the primaries I would have already gone through. So come November, if by chance I'm actually elected, I would have to actually officially resign, and not take the oath. It would have been nice, kind of sucks, because I think I'm in a position to allow me to serve my community and all that. But it was a little bit discouraging knowing that I'm in the federal government as an employee and we're not entitled to that. So, other than that, man, I think there's even today before we got on to this podcast, there's a couple. I got good news. I don't know exactly what it means. I have to talk to my boss, our division chief, to see what's gonna happen. But this morning I got good news. There's good vibes, if you believe in that. The good things are coming. I just have to be patient, which half the time I'm not. I did finish our home gym. We put it together. We don't have the weights for it yet. But I mean, we do have dumbbells. I have like 2 racks of dumbbells, so I figured I could use the dumbbells to kind of just get me back into the groove of things. Ask you and Jeff. I seen you guys conversating as far as like getting ideas for strength and conditioning and speed conditioning as well. I might start doing that. Just kind of slowly get back into it. We talked about it before, and you made joke of like lose the weight type of thing, but it's kind of one of those things I do want to. I want to be active with my kids as long as my body allows me to, and I don't know. We're just doing that, and I knew that joining a gym was not something that I was gonna do. I wasn't gonna be able to. When you were down here and we used to go work out, I was motivated to do that, but me myself, I wasn't gonna get up already early as fuck, and it's just easy. I could just literally wake up, go downstairs, get like 30, 40 minutes in, and then just come back up, come back, get ready. So there's a lot of good things. We'll see what happens. My friends, my family, my wife, and all, everybody's gonna try to keep me motivated. I'm gonna try to keep myself motivated. But yeah, I mean, this summer has been a good one, man. We made a couple of decisions to put us into a financial better position. And let me go ahead and be the first one to kind of, I guess, dispel this myth about, yeah, my background is in accounting. I know how to be an accountant. I know how to be a great accountant. But, you know, just like there's poor lawyers, there's poor doctors, there are accountants that do fall into financial hardship. And not that we're in a financial hardship, it's just that we just wanted to make a financial decision to put us better in the next in the next 3 to 5 years, especially since we were trying to grow our family. So that was a tough decision to make because, you know, the decision is easy. It's just the consequences. You have to be okay with the consequences that come with that. And once it's all said and done, I'll let you guys know in the air. I don't mind sharing my stuff. I want to share it at the end. I just want to let you guys know that that's what's going on, and it's good. I think it's a positive, and I'd rather do it now than when, you know, when we have to. I think right now we're better equipped to handle it. And this month, I've been rambling a lot, but this month actually makes 13 years. Yesterday, even though me and my wife argue, yesterday or the 30th or the 29th are the marks the 13th anniversary of when I asked her to be my girlfriend.
Well, good. Congrats.
And I'll get into that one day, into the age discrepancies or whatever. But until then, just know that we're still well and kicking. Our family members love us both equally. Good. And both our families love us and they care for us. And we have a kid now, so we are that minority that has worked out. So I don't suggest everybody do the same route neither. So
not such a minority.
Well, I mean, when you consider the age difference.
Oh, yeah. If it's gonna work, it's gonna work.
Well, yeah. I mean, in this case, it was like it's easy for us to. Well, no, hold on. It's not easy for us to talk about it anymore. But between me and her, we're like, yo, this could have easily gone like another way. Anyhow, how's your summer going, Mister? I'm moving on up.
I guess. No, it's going all right. Just trying to get ready to take Zakia to school and get the boys ready they're going to be 8th graders, and then, you know, the babies are the babies, and then Ahmad, he's already up in Chicago. So just being a father of teenagers, which means you just a lot of just watching. So, and then yeah, that's about it, I guess. Oh, nothing too exciting. What?
That's it? Come on. I went on for like 6 minutes, bro.
I know, because you like to ramble. I just get to the point.
All right, so before we get going, any random thoughts or inquiries or questions you have that just popped up in the last week or been wanting to just bring up, however stupid or clever they may seem?
It's stupid, but like the other day, I mean, I've heard it time and time again, but why can't I have my cake and eat it too if it's my fucking cake? But somebody says you want your cake and you want to eat it too. I'm like, if it's my motherfucking cake, why can't I eat it, nigga? Ain't that why I made the motherfucking cake? Ain't that why I'm here?
So give me. I know we're not talking about cakes because, you know, I'm a fat kid too. So, you know, I'm going to make a cake and eat it too. But so give me an example, like how, like Like, what prompted that conversation? What prompted that thought?
No, I just read it somewhere. I saw it somewhere, and and I've seen it thousands of times before, and it just made me think. It yeah, I don't know, but I guess I'm looking at here. So the full proverb is it's a English idiomatic proverb or figure of speech. The proverb literally means you cannot simultaneously eat your cake or retain your cake and eat it. Once the cake is eaten, it is gone. Oh, everybody knows it is. Joe Jeff calling in on the line. What's up, man?
What's happening? What's happening?
Not much, dog. Shit, just talking shit. Trying to have our cake and eat it too.
See, I know why I'm home on a weekday. Why y'all home on a weekday?
Well, I got a rotating off day, and I think this nigga Frank is he's an informant for ICE, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, we don't talk about personal life here on this.
Nigga, you just spent 6 minutes talking about your personal life. I don't want to hear them lies.
No, I actually happen to be working from home some of the weekdays, and they're not necessarily random or in a specific order. They're just whenever I feel like I'm gonna have a larger workload, I usually try to stay home so I get started early, and then that way I could finish early so that I can get on and podcast outside of my duty hours. Just make that clear.
Mm-hmm. Outside the duty hours, huh? Okay.
Outside of my duty hours, my tour of duty.
Mm-hmm.
If I start earlier, I can end earlier.
Right.
Hey, informant, dog.
No, but anyway, so hey, glad to have you back on. But before we get to our random thoughts, how's your summer going? Let's give you an opportunity.
Man, it's winding up. Start back next week. So.
Yep. School life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So we got about a week here with the kids to hang out. We went to World of Fun yesterday. We'll probably get into something after the podcast and enjoy the last week while we can. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so you've been traveling the world, man. So how's that been? How was that?
I mean, it's cool. The kids been doing more than I have. Yeah, I went to Virginia with them.
Right.
And we saw several, monuments, presidential, homesteads, and went to D.C. for half a second, and got some pictures there.
Okay.
And then they went on to Los Angeles and San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And went to Disneyland, did the whole thing there, and so yeah, man, they've been from coast to coast, man. They some international players.
Hey, yeah, but no, that's all good, man. That's good, especially at a young age, man. Get kids out of the city, out of the state, so they can see us more of the world, man. That way, when they grow up, they already had that habit of trying to get away, trying to see more, broaden their horizon, man. So that's real good.
Yeah, that's the plan, man. Trying to get them, ready for the school year by knowing, you talk about things in history class. Oh, yeah, I already saw that.
Yeah. And y'all some damn lies. What about this part?
My daddy said.
Right.
Yeah, so.
My daddy said that the white man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No, so that's good, man. Traveling is always good. It broadens your horizon and exposes you to other different things you wouldn't normally be exposed to, otherwise be exposed to. So it's always good. So I still remember my first time I got on a plane. So it was to go to fly into St. Louis to Leonard Wood to join the military. So I'm always going to remember that my first flight. So.
Yeah, we traveled a lot because my dad, he was part of NOBLE, which is like the National Organization of Black Law Executives. So they had yearly conferences, like, in big cities. So every year, they pack us up and we go places. And then my aunt, her and her husband, they always lived out of state because he was working at that time for a telecommunication company. So I always had him moving like every 2 years or so. As they were establishing lines down south. We all drive to Florida, drive to Texas. I forgot where else they live, but we all once a year on the road driving. So yeah, whether it be through the air or on the road, on the turn,
Yeah.
we got out and about when we were younger.
Yeah, we probably wore out at 35, man.
Hey,
My mom's from Michigan, my dad's from Texas, so every summer we'd be
oh damn,
had one way up 35 or the other way down 35. You know what I'm saying? So
damn, get it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all good.
Well,
All right,
speaking
go ahead.
of traveling, I guess it's a good segue into our random thoughts. Before I ask you guys, I wanted to get this off my chest. So as you guys know, I do travel a lot for work, this and that, from time to time. And you know, when we book our flights, I'm pretty sure you guys have booked flights as well before for your jobs. You know, you have there's a preference of how you want to, you know, whether you said aisle seat or window seat or whatever. I prefer the aisle seat, and I always put that on there. I'm not paying, even if I'm not paying for the flight. I always request the aisle way in advance because I know that that's my preference. I prefer that, especially if there's one that available. I'm gonna take it. Anyhow, so I get up on this plane, and you know, there's courtesies, there's common courtesies when you're flying or whatnot, or you're traveling, and so I board this plane one day, and I get to my assigned seat, the one that's on my ticket, right? It's an aisle seat, but as I approach my seat, there's a lady actually sitting in my seat, and because she's already sitting down, and I'll say this, it was a white older lady, but because she was sitting on my seat, she politely asked me, "Do you mind if I sit here or we switch seats?" And I politely said, "No, I do mind. Can I please have my seat back?" And it's kind of one of those, like, she wasn't expecting that response back to me. So that prompted me the whole idea. Is like, yo, like, you knew what you was doing. If you know, what the fuck are you doing in sitting in somebody else's seat, and then be surprised that that person wants to be seated in their assigned seat. So, but needless to say, she gave me a dirty look, and I don't know. I was just like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? If you're flying,
Somebody's microphone is.
but like,
Oh, no way.
but like, why would you? You know, why would you do that? I mean, ask after. You know, ask the flight attendant. Don't automatically assume that I'm going to give up my seat just because you're already sitting there. And you know what? Another thing is she almost asked for like an explanation, and I was like, I'm not going to give you one. I chose this one. So, and this was during that time that brown people were being attacked on airplanes.
Hey Joe.
Yeah.
I think your microphone like causing a lot of noise.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know if you like eating it or what's going on. But it's like every once in a while, it's like cutting in and out.
All right, it's probably resting on my shirt. That's what it is.
Okay, all right.
But
Go
anyway,
ahead.
so that was just that whole thing is like, I don't know if you guys, if you're gonna be flying and you don't want to sit in your seat, please go to the flight attendant and ask him to reassign you, or if they can accommodate you before. You know, somebody that's going to politely deny your request, like me, or somebody that's in a bad mood, that went through all the work to get the assigned seat that he or she wanted, and then pisses you off, and you piss them off, and then you have an altercation. The other random thought is, do you have? What are you going to say, Richard? What?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep talking.
The other random thought, it was like, me and my wife were driving the other day, and we're talking about, you know how like everybody wants to be an individual, do things the way they want to do it, forget how things were done in the past, or the path that everybody takes usually to be successful, and everybody wants to do it their own way, the way they want to do it, right? I get that, and I'll encourage that. I'll encourage anybody to do that. But with that being said, if you're going to be an individual and do things the way you're supposed to be doing, you also have to adjust your lifestyle and your livelihood to meet that individuality. You can't say you want to be an individual, but yet live and rely on this real time world and expect to be successful. What I mean is, if you're going to be an individual and you're going to do things the way you want to do it, adjust your lifestyle, meaning don't fucking go, don't go out and eat at expensive ass restaurants when you know you don't have the individuality that you chose to have. You're not there yet. You're not making that ends meet yet. You know what I mean?
You
Adjust it as you go.
using money? What?
Say what?
Wait a minute, are you using being broke as individuality?
No, what I'm saying is that a lot of times, and I see this all the time, that people want to do things their own way. Like they don't want to, they don't want to go to schooling. They don't want to go to, they don't want to pay their dues at work. But yet they all want to be supervisors. They all want to be getting paid high, at high level positions. But yet you don't want to do the work up to it. Because when you talk to them, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it my way." Who's to say I can't do it my way? I'm like, okay.
But I just go, okay, good luck.
Yeah, but no, for me, it's like the good example that I could give is my sister. My sister has 2 kids, and she doesn't work, but she's an entrepreneur, right? But that being said, she's doing it the way she wants to do it. But she's adjusted her lifestyle. She lives with my mom, and she doesn't go out and spend a lot of money because she doesn't live paycheck to paycheck. She doesn't know how much she's gonna bring in on every given day or every given week or whatnot. So her spending matches her lifestyle, which matches her entrepreneurship and drive. You know what I mean?
So she's smart. She knows how to budget.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I get the whole. Well, I think it's a few different things. Like we got a lot of people in my job, like they're starting this team lead position, and so they got it's like 4 of us. Who's that? Somebody drop out?
Mm-mm.
Oh, so we got like 4 of us who are trying out. We switch off being team leads from time to time or whatever. And like, of course, there are a few guys who are upset that some of the people were chosen, but like you're talking about like one of the people chosen, she's been there at this position for like 9 years. And true, sometimes she can be a little testy, a little feisty. I think that's what kind of rubs people the wrong way. And I'm like, well, you're having more of a personality conflict with her than the fact that she probably is technically one of the most sound people in this lab that can come here. Because whenever there's an issue, you always call on her to come troubleshoot it. So you can't say, oh, you're my savior, but at the same point in time, don't think that she shouldn't be a team lead. So, and of course, I mean, I don't want to think it's a lot of young white guys. And it's like in the military, you see that too. A lot of young white guys, they want to be NCOs, they want to be officers, but none of them know shit about leadership. They just want that prestige without putting the work in. They just want that rank. So you see it everywhere. I mean, I don't know about doing it my way. I think it's just the lazy way. We live in a very entitled world where people think you're just supposed to be given things because you show them up. And I'm sure that starts somewhere and when we're young and where everyone's getting a gold star and we're all winners getting trophies. I'm sure that has a little bit to do with it, but there's a lot of entitlement.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, because I don't.
Joe?
Say what?
I said, what do you think? He's like, I'm over here watching.
You're watching Infinity Wars. It came out today.
Oh, did it? Yeah, that's what's up. Now, I don't know. I've been going through it with leadership too. I've taken courses to become a principal, but I'm like one class away from completing my course of study, and I refuse to take that last course.
But that's a different thing of just being, hey, nigga, I'm done. I'm tired of this shit. But you are putting forth you have put forth the effort and the work. You're not just showing up at school and like, I've been in.
Here's what I'm saying, right? If I wanted to be in leadership, I'd have the course done. You know what I'm saying? It's not school. School's not the issue. I could do that shit easily.
Right.
I mean, that ain't never been a problem for me. But what the problem is, the motivation to become a leader in a situation where I know there'd be some challenges that are probably undue, you know. And so what I've noticed in my profession, I can't tell you, let me not say my profession, in my environment,
right,
is that the people who go on to leadership positions are the people who couldn't hack it down low. You see what I'm saying?
In the trenches. I feel
In the
you.
trenches. So rather than be stuck down here where the work is, let me hurry up and become a boss so I ain't got to deal with this crap. You know what I'm saying?
It,
And so then I climb the ladder, and as I climb the ladder, I'm still inept. And so now my ineptness
produces.
uh, is permeated through the whole organization. You know what I'm saying? So I could definitely, within probably 3 months, have my certification. Go ahead and do it. I just not motivated at this point. I know that whenever I decide to do it, it'll be there. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But I see that too. But I think it's but like, well, for our thing, like Anthony, who's been on the show, this whole thing was brought about because he's trying to get his degree finished, and one of his capstone requirements was to have like write a paper on leadership, and there really are no people in our lab who are leads per se. So they created this thing where we do that at, and like I'm like you, I'm like I'd rather just work and I had to deal with all these personalities and all this other bullshit. Because a lot of times, like you said though, and but like you just said, literally just said, a lot of the people who want that, who really want that title, or sometimes the people who just don't want to work because what they were suggesting was like for the team leads, we don't scrub cases and all that shit. And I was like, well, I'm going to scrub cases. If I'm a team lead, and you're saying I'm a leader of a team, I'm going to lead it the way I see fit. If you got a problem with that, pick someone else for this fucking study or for this program. But then I think there's also the other end, like you said, where there's people who go into leadership because they can't hack it. I think there's also other people who sometimes get disheartened who want to make a change, then they get to the top. But like you said, there's so many people who are just inept that they just ended up. They're like, wait a minute, is this really why it's so fucked up? Because the top is so fucked up. I worked all this up here, and it's all you motherfuckers who are literally going against what I know will work for people beneath us.
That's really what it comes down to is top down. If the leadership is messed up, it permeates throughout the whole organization. You wouldn't even know it from the bottom end. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
You just think my manager's messed up. Well, your manager messed up because his manager is so far up the line. So
yeah, that's the scary thing. Like I said, now I have to sit in these leadership meetings because I'm quote unquote a team lead, and you just like you said, you're like, wow, this is why we can't get shit done. This is why when I go tell the doctor, hey, the patient's ready, I don't see this motherfucker for another 30 or 40 minutes. Meanwhile, the patient's in bed being charged. Because all this other shit that's going on outside the lab that should be taken care of outside of lab hours. But now we got to take care of it now because you motherfuckers don't want to work after 5 o'clock, even though my black ass is going to be here after 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to, man. People with their little idiosyncrasies wanting to do things their way, as Frank put it.
Yeah, and I think.
Go ahead, Frank.
No, I mean that's a good topic, a leadership topic. I that's actually one of my favorite topics to talk about. And then within leadership, what type of leadership style or what type of leader you're going to be. There's several different ones. There's a psychological one and all that, but what I do like the fact that you recognize that within yourself though, because Jeff, because not a lot of people have. See that you being able to recognize that and speak on it lets me know that you're ready to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Because you're never really gonna be you're never gonna be ready to be a leader. You could prepare yourself to be a great leader or whatnot, but you really can't. You could do everything you can, and you are. But don't let that one class hold you back because I guess my question to you will be is once you get that course done, are you automatically going to become a principal, or what would stop you from?
Yeah,
what would keep you from being a principal?
What would stop me? You have to apply and everything like that. But I've had people approach me about when you go ahead and make that step. So you wouldn't automatically do it. There'd be an application process. My real biggest issue is not with the leadership. I know I could do the job. That's not a question for me at this point in my career. Uh, it's that I am passionate about my leadership roles at the level I'm already at. I'm a teacher, and I enjoy doing that, and I think I do that pretty well. But it's the coaching aspect. So I'm a leader on the in track, cross country, and sometimes in basketball, where I lead young men and women out there to show some growth and put them in positions that are uncommon. I think I think you have a level of reaching kids in those capacities that you wouldn't get in administration. I think you have a level of reaching kids in the classroom that you don't get as an administrator.
Right.
And so with that being said, I'm still passionate about that. That's still where my heart's at. And I know that if I go in administration, I'm going to have to give up the coaching. And I'm just really not at this point in my career ready to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I know that I need to go ahead and finish up the program and just have the paper. And then, when I do decide to go ahead and do whatever it is I want to do, it'll be in tow. But I don't know. I just I think if I had it, I'd also feel pressure
Right.
to move on. And so I think I just kind of been sitting on that in my back pocket for the time being, just because I haven't been highly motivated to do it at this point. But in terms of leadership, I know I can go up there and do the job because I do it here. I involve myself in leadership positions where I'm at, so I know I could do the job. It's just I'm still passionate about the one I'm doing. So
Yeah, I think one of the things that like even in my work field, we have a lot of people that do great contracting work that they can draw up contracts, but they're good at what they're good at. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times even the issue with our leadership or even above our leadership is that they automatically assume because you're great at this portion right here, you're automatically going to be great at the next level, and that's not always the case. And that's what we run into in my line of work is you're outstanding at the field work, or quote unquote field work. It's not real field work, but in the trenches, in the when you negotiate with vendors and this and that, and you're able to how you handle and manage these different type of vendors, and they automatically assume that that's going to be able to translate to now you're in a supervisory role to a leadership role, and 9 out of 10 times they don't. And we had our last supervisor. She was promoted to that, but she was horrible at managing people. She was horrible because she's no longer dealing with vendors. She's dealing with human beings and human being issues. You know what I mean? And then, but she did so bad that she actually decided to step down and do a lateral move. So, but like anything else, man, I would always say this: don't sell yourself short. I know that you're having an impact, and I know that you're enjoying what you're doing right now, and you have a direct. You're like a less than an arm's length away from making an impact or having an impact on a child.
Check out this nigga, man.
Huh? But at the same time, is think about how much more of an influence you could be when you are in that leadership role. When you are those thoughts that you're bringing, that you have now, you could bring that to the table and be like, hey, listen, these are what kids need. This is what a sports coach needs. So, I mean, that's my little sales bit. And that's what I always tell myself, too, is think about how much influence you can have if you ever achieve that executive position. So,
yeah. Yeah. There's still other people around you. So
yeah, that's what I was saying, that they used yeah. But hold on, we got JoJo and Casey for
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah.
okay.
anyway.
That's what we doing. Okay.
Hey, time is slipping away from me. What happened to them niggas, dog? They did not age well at all.
Cocaine, bro.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, my nigga. They didn't age well.
All right,
Bro.
we did this once in one episode. Let's not go with the cocaine path anymore, though.
Nah,
can't do
that went way left on that episode. Hey, but speaking of leadership and not being an app dog, hold on, man. I got a little hold on.
Hey, superstar LeBron James may be headed to the Lakers, but if today was any indication, Ohio still holds a big place in his heart.
Of course it does. James today opening a school in Akron. That's his hometown. Sports anchor Ryan Field here with more on why this school is so special. Ryan?
Bill, Diana, to give you an idea of just how big of a deal this was.
That's enough. We all heard the story. We all know LeBron opened that public school for at-risk kids in Akron, Ohio, man. I mean, I know people like get on that topic of who the GOAT is, dog, but as a man who came from very little, I mean, that motherfucker's really like all that money he getting, that people they get too much, they too selfish, they don't do this and that. That motherfucker is he's putting motherfuckers to shame as far as the role, as far as like public justice, civil service, and all that kind of shit like that, man. So yeah, what y'all think about that?
Yeah, so if you're comparing him to Jordan,
I'm not trying to go that route,
but I think this bears out. I mean, not talking basketball,
right?
Just talking humanity, and Jordan has done a lot of things to, enrich themselves, and I will say this too, that I think he might have done some things behind the scenes that don't get publicized nearly as much as as LeBron's do, but
because the age, I think.
Well, the age we live in, I think there's more access and all that type of stuff. But Jordan, I think, was definitely brand conscious, and he, didn't. He said Republicans buy sneakers too, but I think once he's gotten to an executive role, he's hired black executives.
Yeah,
and
he also did that. Doesn't he have the what? I forget the name. I can look it up. But where he's sending people to give them full rides to the school.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the program's called, like the top flight program or some shit like that. But yeah, so he's definitely doing things for sure.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think that has come since his playing days are over. Once his brand was already established, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas LeBron has been doing it all the way along.
Yeah.
And it's still an active player in the NBA, still at the top of the conversation for best player in the league.
Yep.
And he's creating these opportunities for young, and he's always been about that.
For sure.
So all I can do is say hats off to LeBron, and whether you like him or hate him as a basketball player, as a black man, I can't hate him. You know what I'm saying? As a black man.
That's why I tell a lot of people, if you want to talk like the antics on the court, that sometimes get on my nerves too. I ain't gonna lie. But if another black man looked me in the eye and said, "I just hate LeBron James as a person," I'm questioning that. I'm questioning you, bro. I'm like, I get you might not like him as a player, but to say I hate this man as a person, I'm gonna look at you with them judging eyes, dog. Like, what's going on in your world?
Yeah, it says more about you than it does LeBron.
Yeah,
so,
because he could just take all his hundreds of million, hoard that shit away, and just to make sure that his family ain't gotta do shit for whenever. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, no. There's a lot of kids out there that grew up on the same streets. Because they talk about that whole, fourth or fifth, third grade, where he missed school for that year because he ain't had no place to stay. Him and his mom was in and out of all these different places. So I'm sure that, that really, really, really affected, him as a young man, as a young athlete, and saying, hey, I'm not, even though he may have went to Miami and going to LA and left the city, whatever, but he's always kept his promise to try to make that place a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. And I was watching a little video on Facebook where they were in the barbershop again.
Yep.
And, I probably always knew this, but it really, I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about LeBron. Outside of his basketball exploits, I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about LeBron. as a man. But anyway, so like he was talking about how he was kind of upset that he had named his son Junior.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
Because all the expectations that come along with being LeBron James and now transferred onto him, and he's getting into arguments with hey, you parents, and he looks back at his mother and apologizes for kind of following the same pathology of getting bought into your kids. But I didn't really understand and really didn't pay much attention to was that he didn't have a father growing up. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that would definitely. I think he stated that in the video that he wanted to be to his boy what his father never was to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I think that's transcendent in his ideology between setting up these programs and schools and that type of thing. To if he can be a father to his son, do as much as he can to father several kids in Akron. You know what I'm saying? So hats off to the man. He's doing this thing, man. I hope he continue to do it.
I think for me it's like when not even like the black human, but when he speaks up and he says things, he's all he said before. He's always been vocal. He's always spoken his mind, especially when it comes to social issues. And you got people telling this man, just shut up and dribble the ball and that shit like that, man. That's the kind of shit that annoys me. It was like, motherfucker, what have you done? Sure you ain't got LeBron James money, but are you giving a percentage of what he's giving back to your community before you start talking to this man, shut the fuck up and dribble the basketball? So it's just shit like that gets on my nerves, especially when this man ain't never had no problems on off the court that we know of. For the most part, seems to be a good dad, good husband, and really just cares about the people around him, like even his homeboys, pulling them up, making sure they in school, making sure they getting their degrees and they stay on point. Just little shit like that. Like you said, I don't think about it, but when this shit pops up in the media and pops up on Twitter, it makes you kind of just sit back and just appreciate him as a whole human being, not just as a nigga that can dunk the ball real hard.
Yeah, I mean, as long as that man has been in the spotlight, it is amazing that there's not dirt on him.
I know, especially in this day and age, dog. The most they got on him is this nigga wear tight pants and sometimes brings a briefcase that looks like a purse, nigga. That's what they got on LeBron James, dog.
That's about it.
This nigga got he wore shorts he wore a short suit set. Let's make fun of him.
Well, that and the fact that I don't know if it's fact, but the rumor that one of his teammates tagged his mom.
Yeah. But that ain't on him. Hey, his mom wild though, bro. But was she dating that rapper for a minute?
What?
You talking about Brenda?
Yeah, no, she wild. Hey, you forgot about that? You heard about that?
I don't think I know, but she was putting it out there like that.
Hold on, bro. Hey, y'all keep talking. I get you to hold on, dog.
So anyway, I mean, I think that's a good. I mean, I saw the news yesterday. Everything is good. It gives an actual physical place for the already foundation that he already had placed. And you're right. I mean, he's gonna get more notoriety because he is playing still right now.
But hey, Joe, you ain't got your video on, do you?
Nah, I can turn it on now.
Cause I'm gonna share the screen with you. My bad. Go ahead, Frank.
But again, I guess that school is all well and good right now. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes forward after his playing days are done. How it's gonna be funded.
Oh no, you called his mom Brenda? Ain't her name Gloria, nigga?
Oh, it is Gloria. My bad.
I was like, wait a minute, you talking about my mama, nigga?
No,
ain't no rappers, nigga. Yeah, she was dating this nigga. I don't know if I put the picture up there. I don't know if you can see it or not, Joe. She date. I guess this nigga's name was Lambo. Hey, you still there, pimp? Did we lose him? Did we lose Joe?
He's there. I see him. I see his video.
Okay.
I'm here. I don't see nothing though.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, you know what? My bad. I didn't. I had to share it. There you go.
All right, I'm looking now.
Can you see it?
And LeBron was cool with it, huh?
He was cool with it, but hold on, doc. Okay, hold on, man. This to me, This is like dating Oprah, nigga. You not. So what happened was, I guess this nigga got caught cheating. You date LeBron's mom, dog. You gotta put the player stick down for a little bit, bro. You gotta be. Hey, it's all about you, Gloria. Where we going?
Right.
Yeah. Hold on, dog. I found some of this hot fire. Hold on.
On LeBron, man. That's a.
I thought
I understand that I ain't perfect, man.
I thought he's supposed to be rapping. This nigga just talking.
But one thing I could say that I love my wife.
Yeah.
And every day.
Okay, never mind. I thought this nigga's gonna be rapping, dog. Yeah, but he also said, I think he said that, I think he's the one that started some of the rumors about LeBron James smashing Beyonce.
I never heard that, but I guess.
Nah, yeah, that you gotta be on them. You gotta be on them streets, bro.
That's news. That's new to me, though.
I mean,
I don't want the hive coming after me. So,
like I said, I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about LeBron.
Hey,
no, I don't be
on the interwebs, huh?
That was not 30 pieces. Do not direct your hate mail against me.
Hey, dog. And he from your neck of the woods, though. He from Miami.
Hey, the hive. Fuck that, though. I won't claim him. I'm not claiming him. That hive is for real. So,
okay, I guess, dog. Anyway, don't be scared, dog.
But I'll be interested to see how that
they
public
not
school
listening
is.
to us no way. Motherfuckers are like a lot of Beyonce and listen to us.
Okay. Anyhow, so I guess I'll be interested to see how it gets funded afterwards. You know what I mean? It is part of foundations, so there's always going to be donors or whatnot. So, but it's interesting that it is a public school, though. So I don't know how they're going to be able to have.
It can't be. It must be a public charter, right?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if it's like, because how are you gonna accept everybody in that district, or all the kids in that district?
It's just third and fourth grades, I believe. 240. I don't know if there's a selection for. Hold on.
So.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that's really all. I mean, I don't know. I mean, granted, I would be okay with funding that school. I mean, shit, just like over here, I'll be okay paying like a extra 2-3 cents on taxes for Kansas Neurological Institute to stay open.
Right.
They keep bullshitting. That's actually something that the community actually needs. You know what I mean? So, and they're always talking about defunding it. So, but
yeah, all they say here is that the I Promise School, which is part of the Akron Public Schools, open Monday for 243rd and 4th grades. The school will expand year by year, going to 2nd and 5th grades next year until its grades 1 through 8 by 2022.
It's part of the Akron Public Schools. Okay,
that's what it say.
Yeah.
It said the school is a partnership between Akron and LeBron James Family Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see. That's all I see right there. Akron Public Schools.
I mean, look. I mean, more power to him, because you got IMG Academy down in Bradenton, Florida. They're basically doing the same thing, you know. But they are private though. They are considered private, but again, IMG, the way you go to that school is because you're an athlete or you have something to offer them as athletically. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's how you're gonna go to that school. And there is kind of like that jump off to, once you actually become a star or whatnot, they can easily recruit you to be signed as IMG talent. So, but hey, if they're gonna do it, I mean, more power to them, man.
It works out. Hoping nothing goes wrong there, because I know anything goes wrong with that school, it's gonna be LeBron's fault.
Oh yeah, and I hope, like I said, I hope it all stays clean and good, and so.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, well, that's it. All right. Hey, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
You hear about this? Well, I'm sure you have. about this driver for this business that followed this black man home because he cut him off?
I saw you post about it. I didn't read it though.
Oh, let me play this little video right quick. Hold up.
You did just follow me to my house. Okay, how can I help you? You said what? You want to look at how much of a I am.
Yeah, I want to let you personally know how much of a
And so I'm a because you don't follow signs. I'm rude because you don't know how to read signs. You turned in my life. That's fine. So I'm a because you can't.
All right, we get the gist of it. So basically, this white man who's in this vehicle with his company's named on it, he's a state contractor, phone number, all this good stuff. So that tell you something about the time of the white folks right there. That time. Because he felt this man cut him off in traffic, followed this man all the way to his house, parked in his driveway. You can't see, I don't know if you can see the video or not. Parked in his driveway in such a way that this man couldn't back out. So basically, he's stuck in his driveway. And then basically lets him know over and over again that he's a nigger. And you saw, and I get what James is talking about, the way the world is set up for a black man, or just people, not since they black, sorry, for people of color in general, especially when it goes against you versus a white dude, and there's physical violence. 9 times out of 10, the black dude's gonna be looked at as they have actual footage to prove this. And I get what James is saying. Better to be, safe. Don't go to jail. Nigga, I got kids in my house. You follow me to my fucking house, block me in my driveway, calling me a nigger. I don't know what your intentions are. First of all, you follow me to my house. I don't know what the fuck your intentions are, dog. I don't know what you got in that truck. I know what I got in my car. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, shit. This will stand your ground state. Think that'll work?
Hey, like I said, but I get what James is saying. It may not go the way I want. I might be in front of the judge and go to jail. But with all that said, I'm hoping that this man doesn't mean me harm. But why the fuck you follow me home, dog? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying to you. Trayvon Martin, all that shit, man. They followed his ass.
Yeah.
And then it got flipped back on him where was standing. I don't know, man. I think it's just crazy right now, man. I'm more on that. Like I hear what you're saying on that video with the one of old boy getting shot in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know. So imagine your wife is in the car with your kids, dog. Your wife is Kansas in the. My bad, I mean using the name. Sorry. Your wife is in the car with your kids, dog, and there's this motherfucker in her window yelling at her, nigga. Okay, we parked in a handicap spot, but why the fuck are you approaching the car of my wife yelling at her, dog?
I look, it's something wrong.
You're breaking up. Hey, tell you, you can turn the video back off because you're breaking up.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean the laws are written in such a effed up way that if you walk up to a man who's accosting your wife and your children and you push them, you get shot in response, and they don't even bring the man in.
Yep.
I don't even think they had a grand jury on him, man.
Nope. And the police are still saying, because I'm looking at it right now, so surprised it'll be on the same page that this story is on with this man rode up to this black man's house. The sheriff says he made correct decision for the stand your ground shooting. The Florida sheriff who declined to arrest the white man who invoked the stand your ground law after shooting a black man in a parking dispute said Tuesday that he made the correct decision. Well, nigga, you're not a fucking judge, nigga. Somebody shot somebody. Take this nigga to jail. Let the judge figure it out. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder.
Go ahead. My bad.
I wonder if since he didn't go to a grand jury, somebody could still bring that up on charges because that's not double jeopardy if he hasn't been to court once. If he hadn't face charges once, he can still face charges. Now you can't. Let's say they change the law, you can't ex post facto and go back and say, okay, well, this is the new law. He would have broken the new law. You can't go back and say, he broke the new law because it was beforehand. But I'm saying, if somebody were to interpret that differently, because when I watched the video, when old boy he comes out from the convenience store, pushes him to the ground.
Yep.
Old boy sits there on the ground, kind of gets up to a knee, basically, or sitting on the side. Yep. Pulls out the gun and aims it. And so at that point, the brother is walking away.
Correct.
How is he still an imminent threat if he's walking away? You done pulled out the gun and he's walking away. That doesn't seem to be imminent to me. And so I don't know how the laws are written.
You're breaking up. Hey, Joe, you breaking up.
My bad.
Yes.
So I'll do the best I can here. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go down to Florida and find out how the laws are written. I know that Missouri is a stand your ground state. We haven't had those type of high level, high, scrutiny incidents take place here.
Right.
But I'm wondering how the laws are written to where if somebody touches you at all and you just claim that you're scared and you can shoot whoever you want to, even though they're walking away from you. That's ridiculous to me, man. So
no, they haven't turned the case over yet to the state.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And once again,
that's
like for me, even say it's the other way around, and I was defending my family or myself, and I shot somebody, I would clearly expect to be okay with being arrested. That's fine. I'll be arrested, but I would expect for a judge to say, "Oh, okay, this motherfucker came to your house, blocked you from getting out of your drive,
right,
started calling you a nigger and threatening you and shit." And then I'm like, "Hey, that motherfucker, hey," I told him, "Let me see his hands." He reached for something. But hey, I believe in that shit. Hey, in God we trust. Everybody else, put your motherfucking hands where I can see them, nigga.
Cause that's what we've yet to see is a black person get off on stand your ground.
Yeah, and like I said, I agree with James. I don't. It ain't like old boy said in that last Star Wars Jedi. It ain't gonna go the way you think, dog. Yeah, we might go to jail, but I'm not sitting here and hoping that a man who followed me home only means to call me a nigger and drive off.
Yeah, man, no. Because hey, had that been inversed, that man would have shot whoever it was in the truck on sight.
Yep,
it wouldn't even been a problem.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like that reminds me of last week. Of course, we had Trump come visit.
God damn it, that motherfucker. Nigga, I was at work mad for no reason, dog. Just this motherfucker under my state, nigga.
Yeah, he sure did. So he came in, and my kids were coming in on the airplane. So as he was coming to town, I needed to get out there to pick them up.
Right.
And so I'm worried about him having the motorcade and cutting off, all traffic because, they already said traffic downtown was crazy. And so I was like, all right, let me leave early so I can get out there. Well, I'm going up I-29 and they've got, so since I'm headed towards the airport, my lanes are cool, but the lanes coming from the airport are all blocked off. They got people, at every stage, making sure at every entrance ramp, making sure nobody gets on.
Right.
And so all of a sudden, the motorcade comes down the way. Well, I want to roll down the window and extend a courtesy to the president. Middle fingers up. Fuck you, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck you, bitch.
But what's going through my mind is black hand out the window, president driving by. That's a shooting right there.
He got a gun.
He's got a gun.
The thing is, your hands ain't even black. Nigga, your hands is light as shit, nigga. I'm like, nigga, what kind of gun y'all thought this light skinned nigga had, dog?
It don't matter. All they gotta do is be nervous, man.
All they got that's it. That's all they gotta do is be nervous. But we already know that society has made it in such a way that if it ain't white, dog, it ain't all right. Even if you brown, nigga, you automatically make the motherfuckers. Oh, like they see you. Oh, the fear for your life. Oh, we understand why you were scared. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
So I went ahead and just flicked them off from inside the window.
Yeah, that's probably best. That's probably what's safe now. That's
the safest. Yeah, so
pushing them now. You pushing them nowadays. Dog. Somebody took a picture. They found your vehicle. No, they took your license plate. Found out who the fuck you were. This Kansas City, this school teachers teaching our children how to hate democracy and patriotism.
Nah. I probably would have died from a heart attack. That's probably what would have happened.
Fucking.
I probably had like a needle between my toes that I don't even see.
No. Sprinkle some crack on it, dog.
Sprinkle some crack on it.